Hello there, hello there. Happy Monday. Welcome back to our live stream here on Twitch. I am your humble host, Phantom Freak, aka Moist Master Flex. Yo, what's up, Drew? Um, yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend, Halloween weekend, Day of the Dead weekend, I guess. Yeah, because Halloween is on Thursday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good Monday, good start to your week. I certainly had a great weekend, honestly. We had our warehouse party, our Hollow Freaks release party on Saturday, and that fucking popped off. It's the biggest one we've had so far since we started doing these warehouse afters in June. Um, I think we've been pretty consistent each month, doing one each month. So right now we're at this was what five, number 4 or 5. Um, but yeah, we have another one coming up pretty quick here, actually. On the 30th, we're doing another warehouse party. Still finalizing the details for that as far as the lineup, but it's looking good so far. It's going to be a more limited lineup. I'm definitely digging the format of just doing hour sets, one DJ, 1 hour, instead of doing like the kind of overloaded back to back. Back to back is cool every once in a while, but I think I'm gonna start kind of focusing in on the individual slot times. I think it's just overall just a better kind of experience. But yeah, any hoops. Yeah, that was a really great show. I'm gonna make another announcement for another show right after I go through all this. These are all the releases I've had recently for myself and the label. Yo, what's up, Shank Tank? Um, we got Bop on Yoshbase. I actually have another tune coming out on Yoshbase next year. We got Fresh Cut Freaks with a bunch of newcomers from the label. We got Unimaginable on 3000 Bass. I also have probably about 4 new releases. It's a fucking lot. 4 new releases on 3000 Bass coming next year. I don't have release dates just yet, but yeah, those are coming down the pipeline. We have Hype One out on Thick Freak Disc from myself and Hot Fire. We have Devil. Wait, what is it called? Dance with the Devil. Um, that is for free download on Thick Freakness on the SoundCloud. Um, it's not coming up. Well, yeah, that's on the SoundCloud. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys can find it if you guys are interested. And then Hollow Freaks that just came out about 2 weeks ago. Very very big compilation. Getting really good feedback on that one, and it made it into like 3 different Beatport, actually 4 different Beatport charts. Breaks, Garage, Bass House, and Tech House. I think it topped out on Breaks like at like number 7, topped out on Garage at also at number 7, and then Bass House I think it topped out at like number 9. So not exactly number 1, but I mean still in the top 10 for those ones. And I think on Tech House it topped out at like 70 something, but I mean that's to be expected. Like Tech House is always like super saturated, so I wasn't expecting a humongous um, sort of lead on Tech House. And then we have this new one right here. This is brand new. This is going to be coming at the end of the month from myself and the homie Eric Mark. He's actually the one that we kicked off the label with him and my album, Big Beat Manifesto. But yeah, he's making his return. He's been kind of MIA as far as production goes, just because he's been going to like this audio engineering school. But yeah, we found some time to write another tune. So yeah, that one will be out at the end of this month on November 29th. I just sent it to distribution today, so I should be getting a fan link here shortly so people can start pre-saving it. Thanks for the follow. And then my next show coming up, besides the warehouse party that I mentioned on the 30th, I'm going to be flying out to Salt Lake City this Friday. We're playing Black Void's. What's up, Chulo Beats? We're playing. Me and the man's Spacewalk are playing Black Void's anniversary party in Salt Lake City. So definitely stoked for that. It'll be my first time playing in Salt Lake City. Actually, my first time actually being in Salt Lake City. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. The flies tend to snow you now. That'd be funny. But yeah, we also have a track. Actually, probably should have put that on here too. I do have the artwork. But anyways, I do have a track that's actually going to be coming out before Who's Ready. Before this tune. Having a track with Spacewalk coming out on Black Void's label. And the track is called Coldest. Please do not submit on Discord. Submit on the Google form. Yeah, so me and the homie Spacewalk have a sort of like, I guess it's like breaks, sort of like garage. I can play it here in a minute, but we have a track called Coldest coming out on Black Void. That'll be out on the 21st. Well, no, that'll be out on the 14th, actually. Yeah, on the 14th. That'll be out, and that's with myself, Spacewalk, and the man's Dread MC. I'll play it for you guys in a minute here. But the important thing is that I'm going to be out in Salt Lake City this Friday to play a show with Black Void. Definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be my first time in Salt Lake City. So, yeah. And then lastly here, lastly, we have our sponsor, as usual, is Eargasm earplugs. If you guys need earplugs for shows, definitely go grab some. Use the code Phantom10 for 10% off. Yeah, should be a good one. Here, I'm gonna play you guys this upcoming tune first. Yeah, you guys can see all my IDs and stuff right here. Where is it? I have too much shit in here, man. It's because I'm always sending out instrumentals to vocalists, and then I just I leave all these playlists in here. I just need to go through and clean all this stuff up. Yeah, so I got Coldest coming out. That'll be out on the 15th, and then I have this tune with Grizzo coming out on Space Yacht on the 21st, and then we have Who's Ready coming out on Thick Freakness on the 29th. So yeah, lots of tunes. I can play all three of these tunes for you guys. I'll just play like little snippets, so I'm not taking up all your guys' time.
Coldest. Watch how we do this. Coldest. Watch how we run this. Say to your bad, tell you the truth, look in your face, tell you straight, blood, I didn't know this, right now, yeah, hold this, step in the place, coldest, rude boy, yeah, hold this, step in the place, coldest, right now, anytime I hold this, step in the place, coldest, rude boy thing, yeah, hold this, bad man thing, yeah, the coldest. Bad man thing, yeah, the coldest.
Yeah, that's Coldest. That'll be out on the 14th. It definitely sounds fucking fat on a big system. But I've been playing this out for a while now, so I'm glad it's actually coming out. I'll give you a little bit of these other tunes so you guys can hear. In the Mood, this is going to be out on Space Yacht on the 21st with Grizzo.
Ones with the fruits. I'm in the mood. Yeah, you know the one I mean. I'm in the mood. Sweet one. Yo, said I'm in the mood. Strong one. I'm in the mood. Yo, I'm in the mood to bust 2 foot and groove. Said I'm off to the moon. Bartender, pour me a juice. Yo, cocktail with the fruits. Yo, DJ, pull up the tune. So this one, yeah, rude. This one, yeah, lift up the room. Said I'm in the mood my stoop foot and groove. Said I'm off to the moon. Bartender, pour me a juice. Cocktail with the fruits. Yo, DJ, pull up the tune. So this one, yeah, rude. This one, yeah, lift up the room. Yo, this one, yeah, smooth. I don't ride on these, I cruise. I make a dance floor move. Everybody turn up, get loose. Yo, said all in now, groove. Go on, lift up your dancing shoes. Take a
yeah, that's in the mood. It's a vibe. I've been playing that out for a while too. It's been getting some pretty good reactions. And then lastly here we got Who's Ready. That'll be out the end of the month. It's another kind of more of a UKG kind of bass house, more like a club tune.
Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Pulling up this man. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Pulling up this man. Who's ready? Who's ready? Open the cruise. Listen live. Who's ready? Who's ready? Pulling up this man. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready?
Definitely more of a banger there. But yeah, this is what I got coming up soon. And then I got a bunch of stuff loaded up for 2025. I have like 7 tracks already good to go for 2025. That's not even counting the stuff I'm gonna self-release on Thick Freakness. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up. Lots and lots of stuff. Yeah, let's get down to business here. Let's get through our tunes. Drew Deuce here. So he was the first to submit, so he's going first. I'm just gonna name everybody. New Life, I saw New Life's in the chat, so you're Gucci. So here, Crump, are you here? Yeah, just to reiterate, in order for me to actually give you feedback on your tune, you need to be present. So make sure you stay in the chat. And if I call your name, just, make sure you're here. Yeah, I know Drew's here. I saw him. He said he's on his secondary account. So yeah, no worries. I don't see Zahir Crump, but if he's not here by the time I call his name, then we'll push him to the back of the line. We got Shank Stank. We got Slipped, Thicky, and Chulo Beats. All right. So first up, we got Drew Do. Let's do it. Yeah, very nice. Great job, Drudu and Thicky, man. This is a very, very solid collaboration. Um, yeah, I'm really digging the energy, the low end. The low end is sick. The mix is very clean. Um, really nice dynamics. You guys did a really good job on, overall just making a really, really cohesive and solid sound. Um, Yeah, man, I was grooving over here. Really nice intro. I'm really digging these like vocal pads you got going on over here. It adds like a really nice ambiance to it. Really great way to introduce your bass line too. It's super simple but very effective. Just doing that kind of that filtering, just to kind of like, tease it and kind of give you this like expectation of what's to come. That kind of like mid-tempo sort of res sort of feel, really nice reverb in the intro as well. It kind of really sets the mood and the ambiance and the tone. Really nice energy in the build, and the drop is super fat. I love the low end. The snare is very nice. It cuts through exactly how you want it to. I really dig the sound design, especially on the mid bass. It almost sounds like a vocal, which is really cool. It's like a robot or something, like gurgling or something. It's really sick. Yeah, really nice snare. Mixes overall pretty clean. I think it's really cool the way that gurgle bass. It's really cool that you added like a stutter to that vocal pad. Well, not the vocal pad, but like the vocal. You have like that secondary vocal in the background. But it doesn't sound like it's just like looping. You're actually adding in some variation, which is really cool. And you're bringing in like other elements. So yeah, you definitely did a good job of adding in variation, kind of layering stuff and kind of building on top of an already strong foundation. So that's very nice. Really dig that. I also noticed that panning you're doing on that vocal, which is kind of cool. It's very subtle. Like it's not like it's like very in your face, and like you can feel it like hard panning left or right. It kind of just like slowly waves back and forth, which is really cool. This overall, the arrangement's very solid. I do really, really, really like this vocal, but my only issue with it is I can barely hear what it's saying. So my recommendation is to kind of make it a little bit more audible. And that's I feel like that was the only thing that was really missing for me in this track was some sort of strong hook. And I think that vocal does what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to, it definitely kind of sets it apart. It makes this track a little bit more unique. But I think what needs to be done is make it a little bit more audible, so we can kind of understand it a little bit better. And secondly, I think it needs to be introduced sooner. So I think you have to put it probably before your first drop as well, just for some cohesion and consistency. So we have some sort of hook to kind of sink our teeth in. Yeah, I think that's my main piece of feedback. Everything else here sounds great. I love that you did a second like a second drop that's unique from the first one. So it definitely builds on you're just adding layers and variations and change ups. So the actual like arrangement, the sound design, everything there is already good. I think the vocal just needs to be more audible, more clear, and I think it needs to be introduced sooner. That's really the only thing I think needs to be done here. Everything else sounds great. Yeah. Good job, Drew Do and Thicky. Super dope tune. Yeah, no problem. No worries about being late. We just got started not too long ago anyways. All right. Let's keep going down the line here. Yeah, really great track. All right, we got the man's New Life. New Life, New Life, New Life. All right. Nice one, bruv. Yeah, dude, I can definitely hear this being played at an afters for sure. It's super groovy. It definitely has that kind of like afters vibe. You can just kind of like chill out to it, you know. Camping fest too. I can definitely hear this at like a camping fest. Um, yeah, super sick, man. I'm really digging this one. Um, really nice drum section overall. Everything works really well together. Super groovy bass line. I really love the bass line. Um, and you know, it's so simple, but it's so like it's actually really effective. Um, and it's dynamic enough where you know, I mean, it moves around enough so that you know it doesn't really get boring or repetitive. It feels nice. It's like basically the rhythmic foundation here, and it keeps things kind of moving forward. Um, the vocal is super dope. I really dig the vocal. I think in the intro it might be touch too loud. I think when it first came in, it was a little bit hot. Um, so maybe consider kind of like filtering it in slowly as it kind of gets through the intro. Then, yeah, really cool ear candy stuff. Even in the intro. Um, I think the intro is a touch long, in my opinion, but I mean, it's not really like the worst thing in the world. Because I mean, for the most part, I think most DJs will probably you know just cue it up and play that last like 8 bars. But I mean, if you want to trim this track down, you could probably chop off a little bit of that intro. Um, you have this really cool string in here. But I think it's a little bit too thin. Um, so what I would recommend is adding a little bit of chorus and reverb to it just to give it a little bit more depth and space and room. I'm digging the overall arrangement here. Everything's pretty, you know, clear, concise. Everything kind of flows really well together. I really dig in the drop. Obviously, super groovy. Really easy to follow along. Again, really cool ear candy. So it definitely you definitely add some like nice little ear candy that kind of you know keeps things interesting. So I know especially with oh you're gonna skip the line. Okay, cool. I'll be sure to grab your tune right now. But yeah, you add in these really cool ear candies that kind of definitely keep things interesting. I know with a lot of like tech house, and this is a pretty consistent sort of opinion of mine. I'm gonna say it's an opinion of mine because it's you know it's just like an artistic choice. To me, most tech house is fucking boring because it gets too repetitive. But this was definitely not boring. You definitely kept it interesting, which is really great. It was really great. It was really refreshing to hear. Most of my feedback. Oh, you got a commercial. Damn it. In the meantime, while I wait for his commercial to finish, I'm going to grab. Oh, excuse me. These other tunes here. I got Hextide, Daddy JP, Hextide, still in Oregon. Damn. Bomb, 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 bomb. Trying to leave. Okay. Yeah, because Marie Edelon. Okay. I'm gonna put you right after this tune here since you skipping the line here. Yeah, if you guys aren't already, go ahead and follow me on all the things. Please and thank you. I would appreciate it. Okay, you're back. Okay, last thing you heard was great ear candy. So let me go through my notes here again. Yeah, no, I said yeah, I think it's very a common opinion of mine that you know tech house is typically pretty fucking boring. But what I was saying was that this is really refreshing. You have a lot of really cool ear candy. You definitely do a good job of keeping things interesting. So great job on that. I was gonna say most of my feedback here is gonna be mostly mixing stuff. I think as far as like sound design, sound selection, all that stuff, everything's exactly where it needs to be. Arrangement's very solid. I was gonna say be careful with those shakers. Whenever I use shakers in tracks, they can get a pretty loud. I think specifically just because of where shakers sit in the frequency spectrum. There's a lot of like obviously high end information. So just perceived loudness, they tend to be kind of louder. So I would kind of bring those shakers down, as well as the rides. They kind of sit in that same area. The rides and the shakers should probably come down a little bit. I would also say the same thing about your effects. Even though you're placing your effects in really great places, I have no issue with that. I think the white noise just gets a little bit too loud. I think it just could be brought down a little bit. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. It just needs to be brought down a little bit. Same thing with these pads here. And what I would probably do with those pads is I'd probably cut off more of that low end on those. Just so that, it's not fighting for the same space as the vocal. Or you could even just do like some dynamic EQ and have the vocal kind of sidechain to the pad, so that the vocal kind of pops through over the pad. But I would bring the pads down just a touch, maybe chop off a little bit more of the low end, and then do some dynamic EQing with the vocal so it kind of pops through that pad. I said the rides could come down. And then secondly, like the last drop is dope. Really cool ear candy, and I like the addition of this top line. It's almost like it's like kind of percussive. It sounds like some PVC pipes, like someone's playing like PVC pipe drums, which is really cool. It's a really cool sound. It definitely fits the vibe you got going on here. But yeah, that's really all I have. It's mostly mixing stuff here. I think this track is basically on that last 10% where you just gotta kind of dial in on the mix down, and then this is basically good to go. You can start shipping this out. But yeah, good job. This is a really dope tune. Yeah, no problem, man. Happy to help. All right, let's keep going here. Marie Eidolon. We got the line skip, so yeah, we're gonna do Marie Eidolon here next. Just so I'm gonna call everybody out right now. We got Zahir Crump, we got Shank Dank, we got Slipped, Thicky, Chulo Beats, Daddy JP, Hextide, Trapartment Records. So yeah, if you heard your name, that's your status in the queue. Stick around and I'll get to your tune. If someone's not here, they're just gonna get pushed to the back of the line, so you might get bumped up pretty quickly here. The Trap Apartment. All right, let's do it.
Shoulder, you think it's so to me. Every last nail of your finger, how my body's quivers gray. Open your skull on the pavement. Strip your body naked.
Nice one. That was fucking sick, honestly. You know what's crazy? I could probably hear this like in a commercial or something, which is pretty dope. Like it feels like it could be like in like a car commercial or something. Um, but yeah, it's definitely something I think about. If you don't end up like releasing it like on your own project, you could also try and get some, or you could even actually just still release it on your own project, but you can probably submit it to some commercial opportunities too. Um, yeah, this is sick. Really nice vocal. I love the vocal. Really great processing on the vocal as well. I think the vocal does need to be cleaned up a little bit though, because I hear some pops and clicks. It's actually more noticeable in the intro. I think only because there's less stuff going on, so it's not getting masked as much. Like in the drops and in that second break, there's more stuff going on, so you can't really hear those little artifacts. I think it's just a matter of if it's the tedious work. Anytime I work with vocals, there's some like tedious stuff, especially if you're recording your own vocals. There tends to be like little pops and clicks. That's just what ends up happening. It just is what it is. So you just got to go through and kind of like be surgical about chopping up stuff and fading stuff out and getting rid of those little artifacts.
You're joking tight.
Yeah, you can kind of hear what I'm talking about, especially like that in that intro. But I think that's it's kind of like the tedious work, but I think once it once it gets done, it's gonna sound way cleaner. um, ba 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 ba. Yeah, overall super solid vibe. I really dig the sound design here. I really dig the bass line. I do think two things. The kick needs to punch through more, and I think the snare kind of needs to punch through a little bit more. Specifically for like this style, the kick and the snare needs to be pretty prominent. I like where the vocals mixed at, as well as the bass line, but yeah, I think the kick and snare definitely need to punch through a little bit more. Really dope drop in bass line. Love the sound design. I like the little redux on the top there. Kind of adds a nice little texture to it. The vocal processing is great, but again, you need to kind of do some cleanup there. Overall, super solid arrangement. You do a good job of keeping things interesting, adding in nice variations. I really dig this like second break you got going on. It's definitely a lot more dramatic and moody. I think I really love the piano. It's very subtle, but it definitely adds some nice ambiance. I think the effects on this second break are a bit too loud, so they kind of overpower the vocal a little bit. Specifically that one. So yeah, I would pull that down in the mix a little bit more. That riser effect you got going on there. This extended build is really sick. It's not something that I expected, but it fits really well. Kind of with that like Nero respace, it just works really well. There's lots of drama and tension there, which it's just exactly what you want from a second break and build. And lastly, yeah, super solid arrangement. It goes into a very solid second drop. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Just to reiterate, maybe some cleanup on the vocal, and your kick and snare need to punch through a little bit more, and then bring those effects down a little bit. But yeah, other than that, it's a really great tune. I was vibing with this one. Good job, Marie Edelon. Really dope idea. Really dope tune. All right. Eidolon. All right. I don't think Zahir Crump is here. I think he is a European artist. Oh, he's in Mexico. Oh, so he should be on. Maybe he's just not here. Yeah, no problem. You too. I don't think Zahir Crump is here, so he's gonna go to the back of the line. We got Shank Stank, Slipped, Thicky, Chulo Beats, Daddy JP, Hextide, Chapartment Records. All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick, and then we'll listen to Shank Stank's tune. All right, I'm back. And yeah, per usual, if you guys don't want to wait your turn in line, you guys can try and skip the line by either using your channel points. I think it's, how much is it? It's 2,000 channel points to skip the line, or you guys can send monies to the bottom left over there. You guys can see Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Up to you guys. But yeah, let's dive in.
Summer goes, as she lost her soul. She just turned to wild, she out of control. Summer goes, now she's on the pole. She a wild child, get it, yeah. And she deep in summer goes, she out of control. She out of control, 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 she out of control. She out of control. she's on the phone. She a wild child, get it, yeah. And she deep in summer goes. As she lost her soul, she just turned to wild, she out of control. Summer goes, now she's on the phone. She a wild child, get it, yeah. And she deep in summer.
Nice one. Yeah, this is sick. Definitely, I definitely hear an improvement from, some of the other stuff that you sent over. Yeah, it's really cool to see. Really nice drums and low end. That fucking bass line is sick. It's so simple, but so fucking effective. The vocal's cool. I'm assuming this is, from Mikey. It's like obviously it's like a remix. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you just grab this vocal from his tune. But yeah, the vocal fits very well here. I do think it's a little bit loud overall in the mix. So we can, yeah, I think I was actually going to recommend that, using some vocal filtering for the intro. Yeah, bring down the vocal overall in the track, maybe just like a dB or two. And then I think you could definitely add in some filtering in the intro as well as in those break sections. I think what might also be cool, you can give this a try. Maybe you can add an additional vocal layer. You basically just duplicate your vocal and then just drop it down maybe like 2 or 3 semitones. Just mess around with the pitching of it, just to see what kind of works well with the original vocal. And then that secondary vocal layer, just make sure to kind of bring it down in the mix a little bit more, just so it kind of sits well with the original vocal. Overall, super solid arrangement. I'm digging the vibes here. I think you probably could get away with using that vocal more, but I would say you could probably just do some vocal chops. You can probably find like a vowel in his vocal phrase and just use like a just find like a really cool rhythm that kind of works well. I think that would be a nice little variation to add in there, just to kind of keep things fun and interesting. You can even mess around with some like delay automation too. Get some really cool delays and weird and wonky stuff, especially in the breaks. What else I was gonna say? Overall, super solid arrangement. I'm really loving the addition of the secondary top line here. It adds a really nice dimension to this, really cool layer, and it kind of just builds on what's already there. Adds more energy and stuff. That's really, really cool. You do this like, you just do it for like a solid like 8 bars, and you kind of just like pitch it. So it definitely doesn't feel like it's like loopy or anything, which is cool. Yeah, super cool. I think these rides can come down in the mix a little bit more. Just ever so slightly. It doesn't need to be pulled down a lot. I don't think it needs to be pulled down that much. And then I think also in the outro, you can kind of pull the rides out altogether, because they're kind of just like playing constantly from like right here in the track, right here, all the way through to the end. So I think at some point you can kind of pull them out again. I think they've done, their work. Yeah, I think at that point you could probably just pull them out altogether. I don't think you need the rights for the rest of that outro. But yeah, overall super solid idea. Maybe yeah, just some tweaks on the vocal just so it doesn't sound so. I mean, just to give it a little bit variation. Like I said, add some filtering, maybe bring it down in the mix a little bit more. Add a layer, a couple semitones down, and then maybe some delay automation, random delay automation to kind of give it a little bit more sauce. That's the best word for that. But overall, super solid tune. Shank Stink. Great job. This is a vibe. Bo. Really sick. All right. Do we got Slipped? Slipped in the chat. Young Slipped. Souse. Yeah. With a W. Souse with a W. Do we got Slipped? No problem. Slipped in the chat. Slipped in the chat. Going once. Going twice. All right. Slipped is going to the back of the line. Thicky. Is Thicky still here? Thicky, are you still here? He's still in the chat. Just say what up. Thicky. Going once. I saw Thicky a second ago. I just need you to say what's up. Oh, there you go. Sorry, Dad. Okay, let's dive in. Very squanchy, very squelchy. Really digging the sound design here. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted here. Oh, you got ads. Hey, Thicky, do you have ads too? Okay, you're good then. Yeah, this is sick. We're definitely on a mid-tempo run today. Really digging the energy here. I mean, obviously you said this is kind of like a whip you got going on, so it sounds like you're still gonna do some more stuff to this. I would like to see more of an intro, I suppose. Just a more flushed out intro and outro. But the actual like foundation of this track is all there. Which, you know, making an intro and outro is gonna be really fucking easy to do. I really love the rhythm and the sound design. Everything is, you know, everything sounds pretty clean as far as mix wise. The low end's very nice. I think primarily the one thing that I did notice is that I would want to hear some more transitional effects, you know, risers, white noise. I noticed it specifically going in from the first drop into the second break. It's kind of abrupt. It's kind of it's very sudden, making that transition right there. So I think we need a little bit of transitional elements to kind of, you know, make that streamline that transition there. I was gonna say, this tune, especially in the second break, is giving me 80s horror movie vibes, which I mean that in the best way possible because I love like horror movies. It feels almost like a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of. That's kind of what I'm getting here, which is really sick. I mean, you could probably get away with kind of like using a vocal sample from a horror movie. I think you could kind of get away with that, and it would add to the overall theme and ambiance here. I think that would be pretty cool. Just a recommendation, but yeah, I think overall what you have here already is very strong. Super solid arrangement. The kick and the snare are doing exactly what you want it to do, especially for this style of music. It's punching through exactly how it should. Yeah, I think primarily it just needs, you know, some more transitional effects, and it, you know, like I said, maybe you can rip a vocal from a horror movie, and that might kind of be your vocal hook. You know, it's something to think about. But you can always, you know, do something else too, something a little bit more original, what have you. So yeah, intro, outro, it's pretty much really easy to do, and then transitional effects. I think pretty much you already have mostly what you need here, so you don't really need to do a whole lot else. It's kind of just keeping things simple and straightforward. But yeah. Super dope, Thicky. Very solid tune here. Great job. Hell yeah. Yeah, I had to pull out my contacts because my eyes were getting dry. So we're switching to glasses. Man, your man's is blind. We got Chulo Beats here. We got Chulo Beats in the chat still. I saw Chulo Beats earlier. Just want to make sure you're still here. Bing bong, bing bong. Oh, I don't see Chulo Beats in the chat. Okay. I guess Chulo Beats is going to the back of the line. Do we got Daddy JP? I love this fucking picture here. The puppers with the cigarette. Did he have a long day or what? All right, Daddy JP. Let's dive into your tune. That's the dog in me. Holy fuck.
tonight. I go up. I go, I go. I go, I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. I go, I go. I go, I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go up. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up, down, side to side. Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. I go up. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go. I go, I go. Let me lose myself tonight. I go.
Nice one. That dog in you, man. Definitely got that dog. The fucking dog kills me. Yeah, dude, this is a really dope tune. Super groovy. Definitely could hear this in a club setting. Bassline's very nice. I think the kick tail is a little bit long. I think it could be shortened ever so slightly. Maybe just a little bit of a fade. Yeah, please don't submit in the Discord. Just FY Izzle. I really love, I'm a sucker for breakbeats. So when you add in that little breakbeat just as like a little, fill thing, yeah, that really does it for me. The vocal's very cool. And the ear candy here is phenomenal. It's actually really great. You do a good job of finding sounds that definitely fit the overall kind of vibe theme you got going on here. And you do a good job of like not making it sound too copy pasta, not too loopy or repetitive. You do a good job of adding in some a nice wide range of varying sounds in Ear Candy. I do think though that we need to hear a little bit more variation on that vocal. I think just reusing the phrase over and over again gets a little bit stale, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with using the whole phrase itself. I think maybe you can reserve the whole phrase for like your break sections, break build sections, maybe even just going towards the tail end of your drops. So going from the drop into a break. I think that's primarily where you want to use the full phrase. But I would like to hear maybe some vocal chops or maybe some vocal stuttering, just to kind of keep things a little bit more varied and fresh. So you're not just hearing the same vocal loop over and over again. I think that would kind of help break up the loopiness, you know. Just add in, basically just chop up that vocal and kind of find some like little short phrases, or even, you know, you could just do something as simple as just like a vowel, and kind of mess around with a cool rhythm using vocal chops. Yeah, just to keep things fresh. I was also gonna say, overall, the arrangement's very solid. I don't have an issue with the arrangement, and even in the drops, you do a pretty good job of keeping things interesting. But again, yeah, I would like to hear more vocal variation. In the second build, I think it needs a little bit more drama and tension. How you do that is kind of up to you. Because I noticed in this first build, there's actually a lot more energy and drama here.
Let me lose myself tonight. I go up.
I think it's also because that there's less stuff going on there. So yeah, I think there's less stuff going on here, so the parts that you do use are a little bit more effective. Over here, I think there's, because you have that pad going on, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that pad in particular, but I think the main thing I'm getting at is it just needs a little bit more drama there. So yeah, you can do the classic, you know, repetitive vocal, where it kind of just loops on like a 2-bar, 4-bar section.
Make me move, I feel alright. Feel so good and feeling high. Let me lose myself tonight. Go up, down, side.
You know what I mean? Or there's, you know, or you can even just do a kick build, or a crash build. Crash build is also a really good one to do, so you don't have to, you know, blow your load too early with adding in the low end of a kick. A crash build is, you know, a very classic thing to do. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had. Everything else here sounds really great, as far as mix wise. Although, yeah, I did mention, you know, maybe the kick can kind of be shortened just ever so slightly, maybe just fade it out a little bit sooner so it doesn't have such a long tail. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Everything else just sounds great. Really dope bass line, really solid idea, really solid groove, really cool ear candy stuff. Really digging the vibes here, Daddy JP. Good job. Props to you and that dog in you. Fucking dog, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, no problem. Dude, we got Hextide. Hextide in the chat. Okay, Young Hextide is in the chat. All right, and you said stop after second drop, nothing really done. Okay, cool. Damn, dude, I wanted to keep going because that drum bridge is really fucking sick. Is that drum bridge like, is that a sample or did you like play that in or something? Because that's fucking sick. It sounds really good. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, you tracked it in. That's sick, man. Yeah, seriously, kudos on that. I was vibing on that drum bridge. Just had to record guitars. That's sick, man. It sounds like you already kind of have this vision of what you want to do with this track. So, kudos on that. Really digging the intro. Really cool. Sound selection and ear candy. You have like these really cool stabs going on in the background. Besides like the main mid bass sound design, which is really cool, really like squelchy and gurgly. I guess that's the best way to describe it. But yeah, it's really cool. And then the kick and the snare are doing exactly what they should be doing in this track. They're punching through, especially for the style. You definitely want that kick and the snare to be like super solid, and they are super solid. The sound design is really cool. Loving the drop and the energy in the drop. I was gonna say I would like to hear some sort of hooky element, something to kind of set this track apart, you know, because right now it's just like a really, really strong instrumental tune, and absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think, especially when you know, if you're gonna self-release this, whether you self-release this or if you send it to a label, it's gonna set it apart if you have some sort of hooky element, a vocal, just something to kind of for people to kind of memorize and latch onto it. If you can do your own vocals, even better, because it's going to be even more original and unique to like you. And I definitely recommend that to most people to kind of use your own vocal, even if you aren't like a amazing vocalist, because I sure as hell am not. But I tend to process my vocals in a way where it doesn't even sound like me. But yeah, it definitely adds another element of originality and uniqueness to a tune. But what you have here so far is sounding great. I'm really loving that drum bridge, and it's even cooler that you tracked that in yourself. So kudos on that. Are you gonna get a metal screamer on for this one? Okay, yeah, I could definitely hear that on this tune. So yeah, I really don't have feedback for you because it already sounds. I mean, obviously this is a whip. All I can say is like it's heading in a good direction. And it sounds like you know exactly where, you have a vision for this track and you kind of know where you want to head. So I would just say keep doing what you're doing on this tune, because it's already sounding great so far. Yeah, good job, Hextide. Hell yeah. Meow, 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 meow. All right. Did we get any other submissions? Do I have to add people in the queue here? Yeah, we got one more. Lobotomy Eyes got added on. Yeah, no prob. Okay, so we got Trapartment Records. We got Stony, and we got Lobotomy Eyes. Are you guys all here? Trapartment Records, are you first off, are you here? Trapartment. Going once. Going twice. It looks like this one is already released anyways. So it doesn't make sense for me to give feedback on this tune. This was released 2 years ago. All right. It doesn't sound like Trapartment Records is here anyway, so we'll just nix that one. Stony, you're up next. I'm gonna go pee real quick, and then we'll dive into your tune here. Ugh. Vaping, not drinking. I actually am vaping right now. But I'm not drinking per se. I'm drinking sparkling water and water here. But I do have a vape. All right. Stony Baloney. Let's do it.
I die at night time, if I die at night time, if I.
Nice. So for me, the instrumentation here is pretty much like the standout. I love the guitar going on. The actual beat itself is really sick. I think master is being pushed too much because it sounds like we're getting a little bit too much distortion out of that 808 specifically. It sounds like it's kind of squashed. So we're getting some distortion just because it sounds like it's overly compressed. Secondly, I'm having an issue with the vocal primarily because there's two vocal lines going on at the same time. So it's distracting. I was having difficulty kind of basically focusing on one. And it sounds like you actually have a pretty solid verse, like chorus verse thing going on, but it's being overshadowed by like this, I guess the best way to describe it is kind of like an ad-lib vocal. But it's more like, I don't know, it's kind of like mumbling essentially. I don't really understand the second vocal. So I think in that case, it becomes a mixing thing where that main vocal, which is the verse chorus, I can hear the verse chorus in there, and it sounds like you have a pretty cohesive, straightforward verse chorus. And I think that needs to be the standout, like front and center vocal. And the other kind of vocal, which is kind of like your ad-lib vocal, definitely needs to be mixed down even lower. Or you can probably just get rid of it altogether. I don't think it's really necessary to have that other vocal because they're conflicting, and it's very difficult to understand what the actual verse chorus is saying. So yeah, basically what I'm getting at is I think you can remove one of the vocals. Yeah, because I can, like I said, like I can hear a very cohesive sort of verse chorus thing going on in there, but there's that other vocal in there that's kind of overshadowing it, and it's honestly it's kind of distracting. So it just comes down to making primarily a choice in which vocal you want to have be the lead. Yeah. And that's probably pretty much it. And I think the vocal also is kind of mixed a little bit loud as well, so you could probably bring that down a touch. It might just be a thing on the master where you're kind of pushing it, you're kind of compressing it past the limiter. I already played it. We don't need to play it again because I want to make sure I get through the rest of these tunes. But if you want to re-listen to it, it's on the recording. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you, Stony. Really digging the instrumentation here though. Yeah, good job. Hell yeah. All right, Lobotomy Eyes. We got Lobotomy Eyes. It looks like this might be the last one of the night unless we have Zahir Crump, Slipped, or Chulo Beats in the chat. Or any of you guys in the chat, say what's up. If not, we're gonna skip your tunes. Wait, oh yeah, Lobotomy Eyes, you're still here. Okay. All right, I think this is gonna be the last one.
Inside the mirror, my soul's just a number. I was shocked before now. I see the cruiser. I'm just a code. took a train back home. Didn't see the sights at all. I was too busy on my phone. And it doesn't feel like anything is real. I guess that's what you get, being a cog in the wheel. So done with the system. I'm so done with the system. Take your lies and take your wars through your own bureaucratic door. All the pain inside we feel. I don't need your Black Friday deal. I don't wanna be a cog in the wheel. Just a cog in the wheel. Swear to God, they don't care how I feel. I'm just a cog in the wheel. They don't care how I feel.
Dude, that like little trumpet swell at the end was really sick. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on here. Obviously I love all the instrumentation. The bass line and the guitar, the bass and the guitar are definitely standouts. I think primarily what this track needs, I think is it needs a little bit more of a solid structure. I mean, I obviously hear some sort of structure. You got verse, chorus, and then you have like this kind of bridge thing going on. Bridge, and then it goes back into kind of like back into your main section, which is another kind of verse, chorus thing. But I think as far as the flow goes, it starts to get a little bit disjointed in some points. I'm gonna see if I can find an example.
I'm just a cog in the wheel. I'm just a cog in the wheel.
Yeah. It's hard for me to explain, but I think as far as the kind of flow of things, I think it needs to kind of flow a little bit better. And then secondly, I think the mix needs a little bit of work, only because the drums are kind of getting lost in the mix. I think the guitar and the bass line are both mixed really well, but the drums kind of get lost here. And then also, I would probably recommend. It sounds like you have your reverb on the vocal. It's like directly on the channel, so the vocal is getting a little bit washed out, which actually can be a cool effect for the most part. But I think in this case in particular, you kind of lose a lot of the fidelity and the presence of the vocal, so it kind of feels a little bit too washed out. So I would recommend kind of putting your reverb on a return channel if you can, and then just sending the main vocal to the return, so you're getting a little bit of dry wet going on. That would be my recommendation, just to keep the vocal a little bit more present and crispy. That would, yeah. What else? Yeah, I think that's the main thing. It's just like the vocal could use the reverb on a return track. The overall structure just needs a little bit of a better flow. I think some parts kind of feel disjointed, and it kind of feels like, oh, where are we going? You know, like where are we going? Where are we going now? So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. And I'm sure you kind of have like inspirations. So I would kind of pull a reference track of somebody that you kind of are emulating. I don't listen to a whole lot of this stuff, so I wouldn't know the best recommendation to give you, but I'm sure you have some inspirations that you draw from. So that would be the best place to look, is to kind of see what some other artists are doing as far as like their song structure and stuff, just to kind of keep things kind of flowing very cohesively and seamlessly. It's the best way to describe that. Yeah, and then also, like I said, the drums need to kind of be mixed a little bit louder, just so that we can kind of get the full effect of those drums. Yeah. But overall, this is a dope way to end the stream, because I mean, we got mostly dance music, so we got a little bit of kind of like indie rock going on here, which is cool. It's cool to hear this stuff. Hell yeah. Good job, Lobotomy Eyes. Thanks for sending in this tune. All right. I don't think these other guys are here, so I'll take those offline. But I'm going to call it quits for the night. So yeah, thanks everybody who jumped in the stream today. Thanks everybody who submitted tunes. I will, if anybody's in Salt Lake City, I'm going to be there this Friday and Saturday, playing Black Void. But yeah, other than that, I will be back again next Monday. Same time, same place here on the stream. So feel free to shoot some tunes over next week. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Monday night. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Hell yeah. Stay moist, get thick.